In this video, I want to take a look at one other plugin that can handle downloadable products for you and manage the correct links for those products, and it's called Paid Downloads. Now, the advantage of this one is that if you're just selling a downloadable product or a couple of products, ones that people are typically only going to download one at a time. In other words, they don't need a shopping cart for downloadable items. This is absolutely perfect. So let's go over here and we're going to go to our plugins and we're going to add a new one. And it's paid. There we go, paid downloads. Search for it and here it is at the top here. Ivan, there we go, install now. Okay, let's activate it here. And we go over here and you can see it adds a menu over here on the side, menu item, and we go over to settings. Now, one of the things to be aware of is it creatively creates email addresses for you, which is a bit of an odd thing to do. Like, there's no such email address as alerts@wpdemo. That's just made up from my domain name. So I need to put something in here, and I'm just going to add my email address. I've got my sender's name it takes from the name of your blog. Again, the sender email, this is just made up. There is no such email address as this, so I've got to put in my own. So just to be aware, you might be looking at it and going, oh, that looks like it makes sense. Alerts, notifications, blah, blah, blah. No reply, all of that sort of thing. Successful purchasing email subject. So this is what people are going to see in the subject line when they successfully pay for something. That makes sense. Product download details. And then it's got a little message in here, again, using the name of your website from WordPress. And it's filled in the variables, the product title, the download link, and all of that. Now, you can adjust this and make changes to it, which I think you'll see we probably want to do, but I'm not going to bother doing it right now. Okay, so that's good. Now, there is also a separate email you could have if they haven't been verified. So you can create a separate email for them if you want. And then if it fails, if the purchase doesn't go through, there's a new email for that, and again, you can adjust all the parameters. Now, here's an important one right here. Download link lifetime. By default, your download links that you send to people are going to be valid for 2 days. That's fairly long in my books. I tend to prefer 1 day. 24 hours is plenty, I think, for people to get it, but that's up to you to decide. I'm actually going to show you something later that's really handy. Even if they don't do it in a day, there's a handy way to solve that. Okay, Buy Now button. This is the default, a standard one, and it really just follows your CSS very strictly. Here's one for a standard PayPal button if you wanted. I'm just going to leave it. You can customize it too. There's a CSS button here. That's kind of cool. Ooh. Hey, maybe let's try that. I haven't actually used that one before. And then you can upload your own custom Buy Now button if you wanted to. Terms and conditions, if you need people to check this off before they leave. And we update our settings. Okay. Now we need to get this into our site. Now, by default, it doesn't create any pages for you, okay? This is a checkout from another plugin, so we're going to ignore that one. But it doesn't create any pages because really there aren't any pages it needs. What it does do, though, is it allows you to create a new custom post type called files. And I go in here, and this is where I'm going to upload a new file. And once I click this button, I'm going to have some options. So here I go. I can enter my title here, and we're going to call this the Guide to Antique Dinnerware. If I had available files already uploaded, I could choose from those if they were already uploaded through this interface only. I'm just going to grab my file here, which is our Guide to Antique Dinnerware PDF. There it is. Our price was $1. There we go. And available copies, if you wanted to limit how many could be downloaded by everybody. This isn't per person, by the way. It's like having a stock. I'm not sure why you'd need that, but you could do an offer, I suppose, the first 100 people to download this item, blah, blah, blah. They get something special. Anyway, that's where you would put that in. Leave it at 0 for unlimited. Now, this also has a very interesting feature. If you needed licensing for your particular download product, and they could only unlock it with this license, you could enter it here. But this is totally separate from anything you normally need to do. This is pretty sophisticated stuff for pretty much for software people that unlock the license and so forth. And it does say here you have to have the curl library installed in your server, so watch for that. If you're knowing what you need to do for licensing, you'll know what you need to do on here. Most people are never going to touch that. All right, submit details. There we go. So now in our list here, when we click Files under P Downloads here, you would get this list of all your different files you have available. And there's your short code, very handy right there. I just grab it and I can paste this in anywhere. Okay. Now let's go in and let's actually do this. Let's create a page here. Guide to Antique Dinnerware. There we go. And then we put in our link and we hit publish. And I'm just going to go and put this onto my menu here. Guide to Antique Dinnerware. There it is. We put it up there. This downloadable products, that's left over from our other plugin that was a shopping cart. This one is sort of one at a time, as you're going to see here. So now I refresh and we replace downloadable products with our guide to Antique Dinnerware. So for example, I've only got one downloadable product on my Dishbelief site. There it is, right on the menu. I go straight to it. I could put in images and all sorts of things. Ooh, that Buy Now button does look good, doesn't it? Ooh, I like that. Very slick. Okay, Buy Now means we're going to buy it. So we go to this, and it's going to take us immediately to PayPal. Okay, so in another video, I'm going to show you what happens after the sale, and I'm going to show you a very special feature in there where you can create a temporary link for people one at a time.